Together we're making the healthiest and most delicious homemade cookies and cream cottage cheese ice cream without an ice cream maker. We're blending high protein cottage cheese with maple syrup and vanilla until it's smooth and creamy. Then we're crushing in your choice of my gluten-free Oreo cookie recipe or store-bought Oreos. Then we mix it all together with a few mini chocolate chips and it's ready to enjoy in as little as 2 hours. Hello there, my name is Nicole Bonilla and I am so glad you're here. If you love healthier recipes made with all natural ingredients like I do, then you are in the right place. What makes this recipe extra healthy is using my gluten-free Oreo cookie recipe, and I've included a link in the video description below to the video and recipe. But of course, you could use any Oreos or crushed up cookies that you like. Now that you've made or bought your cookies, we can make the cottage cheese ice cream mixture. You could use an upright blender or an immersion blender or a food processor like I am. We're going to start by adding 1.5 cups of cottage cheese, and you can use large curd or small curd, low fat, or whatever your preference. I like using the full fat for the creamiest texture. Then we're going to add 1/4 cup of maple syrup as our natural sweetener, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 2 pinches of salt. And then we'll put on our lid and blend it on high till it's smooth and creamy, and we no longer see any of the little curdled cottage cheese. Well, that looks great. Now you'll want to take a shallow dish or a bowl. We're simply going to pour our ice cream inside. And then I'll simply spread it out with my spatula. Next, I'm going to take 6 of my gluten-free homemade Oreos. And then we'll simply chop these down into some bite-sized pieces. And then we'll simply drop these into our ice cream. And to add just a little bit more chocolate and some crunch, I'm adding 1/4 cup of mini chocolate chips. And you can use any variety that meets your dietary needs. And then I'll take my spatula and just gently fold them all in together. It is smelling like chocolate in here. Well, this looks fantastic and it's ready to go into the freezer for about 2 to 3 hours or until solid. Well, here's a batch that I made yesterday and then I allowed it to freeze overnight. Now, cottage cheese ice cream is a little bit different than traditional ice cream in that it doesn't stay soft in the freezer. So once you take it out of the freezer, you'll want to set it out on your counter for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then it will gradually thaw and then be the perfect consistency for scooping and eating. So I'm gonna take my spoon and then scoop out a nice bite. Crunchy. That is delicious. I love biting into the creamy texture of the cottage cheese, and then the Oreos take on kind of a soft cake-like texture after being mixed in with the cottage cheese, and then getting a little bit of crunch from those mini chocolate chips is so good. Now, of course, this is a treat and needs to be eaten in moderation, but I love knowing I'm eating something with clean, natural ingredients, which means I'm gonna feel just as good even after I eat it. And I love being able to share my creatively healthy recipes so that you can enjoy them too. Now, with all of my dessert recipes, I try to include the least amount of additional sweetener, but have them still be sweet enough to be emotionally satisfying, but a healthier alternative to the original. And then I love being able to share these creatively healthier recipes with you. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today in my kitchen, and I've included a link to the full recipe and video, and it's in the video description below, and it takes you to my website, gentletummy.com. And I also invite you to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you know someone else who you think would love this recipe, please share this video with them. And I cannot wait to have you hang out with me again in my kitchen.